Recognize the gentleman from Wisconsin, Mr. Gallagher.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for being here today. In your recommendations, the Commission cites the need to prioritize funding and accelerate long-range, non-nuclear precision strike programs to meet the operational need and in greater quantities than currently planned. Senator Kyle, you stated in your Senate testimony that the first thing, and I'm quoting, the first thing we've got to do is have a conventional capability, which is so dominant that no party would ever consider a nuclear attack against the United States. In your opinion, are U.S. stockpiles of long-range precision fires, in your estimation, currently inadequate to contend with adversary capabilities in the security environment we face?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Gallagher, I think that's one of the recommendations we make, that one of the shortages that we've got to deal with is precisely this shortage, to have the conventional capability to deter an adversary. So the answer is yes, it's inadequate today.
So just to put a finer point on it, when it comes to long-range precision fires, particularly long-range anti-ship missile, JASSM, JADM, you would agree that it's absolutely essential and has key impacts on our nuclear security to surge production and stockpile key long-range precision fires?
Mr. Chairman, Representative Gallagher, we don't specifically talk about surging production or stockpiling, but the answer to your question is yes.
Thank you. Help me, and I don't know who's best to answer this question. One thing I'm struggling with is to understand the scale of the PLA's, not just conventional buildup, but its nuclear buildup in particular, in a way that makes sense, with some frame of reference. Could you help me sort of, in a way that I could communicate to my constituents, that would make them care about it and communicate why it matters, sort of put what we're seeing in China in the appropriate context, historical or otherwise?
Well, thank you. So in our report, in the threat section of our report, we detail the rapid growth on both conventional and nuclear systems that the intelligence community has seen in China.
Yeah.
Also looking at some of the stated goals that President Xi has announced, and other activities that are going on, not only on the land-based conventional, but they're developing a real triad on the nuclear side. They're rapidly developing space capabilities. So if you look forward, and that's what our whole report is trying to do, look forward in the 2027 and beyond, somewhere in the 30s, if they keep on their current trajectory, maybe a little bit sooner, we're looking at a true peer, both on a nuclear and a conventional perspective. And this is an area that we've never been in before, where we have two nuclear peers. And also a regional power in China who's looking to be a global power, to really challenge the U.S.'s global leadership and break up our alliances. So it's a very different world, but hopefully in our report we captured a little bit of the essence of this threat and why it's so concerning.
Would it overstate the case to say that their nuclear and conventional buildup, I guess just focus on the nuclear, is unprecedented or unprecedented in modern times?
So certainly the rate at which they're building up has been very surprising. And I should probably leave it at that.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Representative Gallagher, the only thing I'd add to that is that one of the witnesses came before us and said, one thing about the Chinese is that they're always ahead of schedule. Whenever they say they're going to achieve a certain system by a certain time, they beat that schedule. So I think Madeline is exactly right in characterizing it the way she did.
Is there anything about, and forgive me, I do conventional, not strategic, their nuclear doctrine, in the way that we tend to sort of obsess over Russia's escalate to de-escalate, is there anything in particular we should know about the PLA's nuclear doctrine that you think is important for us to understand? Microphone, please.
So they do have a lot of writings that we should certainly pay attention to. But one of our recommendations, sort of buried deep in the report, is that we need more capabilities within our intelligence community, within our policy community, to really understand how their both conventional and nuclear policy doctrines are evolving. So we need to put a lot of focus and attention in building these capabilities so we understand just that.
My time has expired.